Welcome back to the channel. Today I am at one of the most underrated golf courses and maybe my favorite course in the tri-state area, Yale Golf Course in New Haven, Connecticut. It was designed back in 1923 by CB McDonald and Seth Rayner, and it still holds up today as a masterpiece of a track. With its multiple blind approach shots, wide and undulating greens, combined with deep greenside bunkers, it is important to know exactly where to miss. No two holes are the same, which makes this one of the best experiences you can find on a golf course. On this day, the wind was probably my biggest foe, something that doesn't really plague this course all that often. First hole is as straightforward as you're going to get on this course, and it is very rare where my best drive comes on the first hole, but according to Arcos, I hit that 280 yards. Leaves me with just a sand wedge in. Oh, and we are going pin hunting on the first hole. Wind took that just a little bit to the right, but that leaves me with just about 6 feet for birdie. That looked to be my intended line, but I misread that, so we will tap in for par. Second hole, you do not want to miss left here at all, either on your tee shot or on your approach shot. Hit that one pretty solid, but lead just a little to the right. We would find the right side rough. The only issue with being on the rough on the right side is that it is a blind approach, and it's important to know where your aim point is, because if you miss left, there is a very deep greenside bunker you do not want to go into.
Is that good? Nice.
That would be very good. That would leave me with about 12 feet for birdie. You can see I hit that very delicately. Not trying to blow it past the hole. I missed a little left, but we would have another tap in for par. The third hole is something that I have never seen on a golf course. It is one of the most unique and oddly shaped fairways with a hidden green. It almost looks like they forgot to add a green to this hole. I'm glad I missed that left since OB is right. And here's the mound that I have to contend with here. That is a 6-iron for about 170 yards. At least that is what the GPS says on the cart. Caught that a little thin, but that was headed right for the pin. That leaves me with another birdie putt. I would lag this up pretty nicely. Now, I'd have to say that putting has been my strong suit as of late. Not a lot of 3-putts have been going on in my round. I would make that in for par, and that would be 3 straight pars, very similar to my last course vlog at Marco Simone. Fourth hole, OB is right. Safe misses to pull it, and that is a shot shape that I don't see very often. And that ball would head out of bounds. I'd have to drop. This is my third shot.
Oh no.
And that is another shot shape I don't see very often. That is the dreaded shank. This cabbage is pretty thick, so I'm just trying to punch out here. Thought I clipped a rock with my iron, inspecting the damage, but I did not find any. So I would have just a pitch shot in, kind of short-sighted here. Trying to be delicate, making sure I hit over that bunker. I did. And I should probably address the conditions of this course. As you can see, these greens are not in the best of conditions. Yale has had an unfortunate history of bad renovations. Plus, there's a lot of drainage issues. And on top of that, we've been hit with an excessive heat wave that has dried out large sections of this course. But I don't think that should be a detraction from playing this course. It is a wonderful course. And I talked to the general manager, Peter Palacios, who told me that Yale will be undergoing renovations in the fall of 2023 that will last 2 years. It's going to be a long wait, but I'm sure the wait will be worth it. It's all in order to preserve what many call a CB McDonald masterpiece. I, for one, agree with that sentiment. So I have this putt here for par. I knock it in, and that's 4 pars and 1 really ugly triple bogey. We move to the 6th hole. There is a penalty area that cuts out towards the left side of the fairway, but that doesn't really come into play unless you're playing from the back tees. This tee shot leaks a little right, which is a spot I always seem to find myself in. I have another blind shot. That is a gap wedge. I pulled this quite a bit left, but the good thing about Yale is that the greens are very wide. There was no spin control on that, and the ball rolled all the way to the back of the green. So I have another long putt for birdie. Thought I hit that too hard, but I think the wind kind of slowed that ball down. As I said earlier, the putter has been feeling really good. A lot of these short putts have been going in, and that's another par on the scorecard. We moved to the 7th, and this is my favorite hole in the front 9. For some reason, I just play this hole very well all the time. There is danger to the right, so the miss is left. If you do go right, the fescue is very deep, and it leaves you with an impossible approach shot, especially with the green perched at the top of the hill. That is a 9-iron. I pulled that just a tad left, but with no spin, that ball rolled all the way to the back of the green. And yet, I have another long putt for birdie. The pace is good. The direction is good. Does it go in?
Come on, baby. Come on.
It does not, but I would end up with a par. So we moved to the 8th hole, and this is where the wind really started to pick up. This tee shot started right down the center of the fairway, and the wind pushed it 30 yards left into the thick rough. It took me a few minutes to find this ball, and I really just don't have a good shot at this.
Yeah.
I advanced it as far as I could. The pin is directly over my head here, so I'm just pitching this shot, and it's about 50 yards, so I have a sand wedge.
Get up there.
Pretty decent control here. And that would leave me with about 5 feet for par. If I can salvage par here, that would be a fantastic up and down. Unfortunately, I pushed that putt to the right. So we would end with a bogey, 9th hole, and this is the signature hole on the course. You can see from the aerials there is a huge swale in the middle of the green, the most recognizable swale in all of golf. In fact, Tom Doak paid homage to this hole on the 9th at, you guessed it, Old McDonald at Bandon Dunes. I would have loved to have put this on the green, but unfortunately, I hit the worst shot of the day on the 9th. That did get over the creek, but I could not find it. We would have to drop. So I am now chipping on for par. You can hear the wind really humming at this point. It would get even worse later on in the round. Not a great chip, leaves me with a long bogey putt. Thankfully, the long stick saved me from getting a triple bogey, but that is not how I wanted to end the video. The front 9 felt like Jekyll and Hyde. I had 6 pars, but a triple and a double bogey inflated my score to 6 over par. Overall, I like where my game is trending, especially with the long stick. I may have had 18 putts over 9 holes, but the lag putting was fantastic. What also is feeling fantastic is my ball striking with my irons. The new swing change seems to be working for the most part. And going into the back 9, I hope to continue that trend as the wind starts to become a major factor. My tripod may have broken, but my spirits haven't. So like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the 10th hole.